Hello, everybody, and welcome inside Catan Stadium on this frosty Friday afternoon. A good matchup here between the Elyria Pioneers and the Strongsville Mustangs. For Elyria, their playoff hopes have been dashed, sitting at 1-6, but the Strongsville Mustangs, they still have a chance. The error, though, for margin is very slim. After a loss last week to Medina, 38-0, the Mustangs must be perfect from here on out, and it all starts tonight right here at home against Elyria. Manuel Lopez has this one set and ready for kickoff. Mustangs will get the ball first this evening. Garrett Clark back deep. He has returned to kickoff this season for a touchdown. He's had one heck of a senior season campaign, looking to continue that here in his second last home game. He's got the ball fielded at about the 13, out to around the 30-yard line, and a flag on the play. And it looks like it's going to go against the Mustangs. And they'll march the Mustangs back 10 yards, so it looks like holding is the call. So Mustangs will have 80 yards to go to punch it into the end zone. Maddox Beard starting at quarterback tonight, the sophomore. In shotgun. This offense coming off a performance where they did not score. Things have to change this week, no question about that. Garrett Clark gets the first carry. First week of the season, the Mustangs not ranked in the Plain Dealer top 25. Sitting at 4-3, 1-3 in conference, now unranked. Beard again in shotgun. Trips formation to his right. Clean pocket. Over the middle, off the hands of Mitch Dutton. Nearly into the hands of Elyria. Patrick Calloway was in the area. So that'll set up a 3rd and 7. Any type of positive momentum is much needed. Beard looking. Downfield, got a man, first down. Cooper Hawk down across the 35-yard line. And the Mustangs move the sticks. That offensive line so far has provided a very comfortable pocket for sophomore quarterback Maddox Beard. He's in shotgun once again. Garrett Clark to his right. He'll get the ball. Clark running over defenders before taken down by Patrick Calloway. That young man runs with some type of passion. Hard to bring him down in first contact. 2nd and 4 now. First quarter here. 10-22 and counting. Beard back in shotgun. Too wide to his right. Again, got a man far right side of the field. And that's another first down. Dylan Reed. Sophomore to sophomore. That's a connection that fans here of the Mustangs could see for years to come. And they will move inside of Pioneer territory at about the 46-yard line. This Mustangs team started the season out 4-0. They've lost 3 straight. Playoff hopes really hanging in the balance. No room for error. Play action. They give it out wide. Little play action screen and down the sideline. Ethan Geis. Didn't look like much was there, but found a way to tightrope the sideline. And another positive play on first down. 20-plus yards. They're inside the 20-yard line. First and 10. Inside the red zone now are the Mustangs. Geis in motion. They give to Clark. Clark running up the middle. Nothing doing, about 2-3 yards on the play. There's a young man who went over 1,000 yards in just 5 games this season. Now sitting around 1,200. Got 3 games left and no telling what he'll finish with. And if they are to make the playoffs, he can add to that total as well. 2nd and 7. 8:40 to go. Beard a little behind Geis that time. Seems like he's more comfortable rolling to his right, trying to get him outside of that pocket, but that'll set up a 3rd and 7. Mustangs converted on a 3rd and 7 earlier in this drive. Cooper Hawk on the receiving end of that 3rd down conversion. They've moved the ball mostly through the air here in this drive. Garrett Clark been the story on offense this season, but getting good quarterback play here to start this first quarter. Big 3rd down here. Geis in motion. He'll get it in the flat. Can he make a man miss? He can. Gets the sticks and then some. Dragged down inside the 5-yard line, but there is a flag down, and it might be in the area of holding, and it is on the Mustangs. So that'll march them back. Would have been a first down inside the 5. Instead, 3rd and 17. And now what do you do here if you're Coach Serino? Probably outside of field goal range. Do you try and pick up maybe 5-10 yards to attempt a field goal? Or are you going for that first down? You got to get all the way to the 10-yard line, back on the 33-yard line. So they're going to call it 3rd and 23. Beard's got 4 wide in total, 2 to his left, 2 to his right. Dutton in motion. And now we've got another flag, and I believe that's going to be a delay of game. Not so sure they reset the clock. That was a quick count. Coach Serino not pleased. And now the Mustangs have really hurt themselves. 3rd and 28. 7.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. They've got to get to the 10-yard line to extend this drive. Beard looking deep, overthrows his man, and that's intercepted at the 10-yard line. Perry and Benton down across the 30. And a couple flags on the field, so this return might be coming back to about the 20 to 15-yard line, but just a miscommunication there between Beard and the intended wide receiver. He threw that one 10 to 15 yards over his head, and there was no one there except Perry on Benton of Elyria. Two penalties on the Pioneers, holding and a personal foul. So they'll start this drive at the 5-yard line. That interception, not so costly, almost as if it was a very good punt, pinning them back. Not the worst thing that could have happened for the Mustangs. Now it's time for that defense to make a stand. Dalen Charlo in shotgun. Young man had a heck of a game just a week ago. We'll talk about that in a minute. Charlo looking. Got a man in the flat, and then he dropped it. Smartly falls on that ball. Could have been a lateral intended for a Davion Drummer. Well, Daylon Charlo last week, 7 total touchdowns. 6 through the air, 1 on the ground. They put up 50 points in a loss against Shaker Heights, 70-50. 120 points total scored in that ball game. Here's Charlo. It's a give this time. And the Mustangs are there with numbers, still fighting across the line. Is Jaheim Atkinson. He does well to get back to the line of scrimmage, but that Mustangs defense working as a unit, they forced the Pioneers into a 3rd and long. The two opposite spectrums as far as offense goes. The Mustangs did not put up a point last week, while the Pioneers put up 50. 3rd and 8. 6:38 to go. No score here at Catan Stadium. Strongsville 0, Elyria 0. The Mustangs playing the field position game. This would be a big-time stop if they can get it. But timeout Elyria, so we'll step aside for a second here. 6:28 to go here, first quarter, no score. Pioneers are ready. 4 wide. 3 to his right, 1 to his left. Dalen Charlotte, junior quarterback in shotgun. 3rd and 7. Mustangs showing pressure. And they're coming. Charlo got a man. And it looks like he's got just enough for a first down. Jaden Gilbert, the freshman, converts for the Pioneers. Needed 7, and he got 8. Good poise there from Charlo. Mustangs brought pressure off the edge, and he stood right in the face of that Mustang defense and delivered a strike. 1st and 10. Charlo this time, nearly lost the ball on the pitch. And they did. They put that on the turf. They're going to call an incomplete pass. Looked like he did shovel it forward. Dangerous, if that. They had a little trickery going on there as it looked like Gilbert came in motion. And then they went the other way with the option. Strongsville was ready for it. They're lucky they didn't catch that pitch midair. 2nd and 10, 5:53 to go. Must-win game here for the Strongsville Mustangs. They want to keep their playoff hopes alive. Sweep this time. Nothing there at all. Andrew Palos is taken down by a swarm of Mustangs. Jack Stevenson, first one there, junior linebacker. 3rd and 14. Elyria, so far in this young ball game, has not been able to get anything going on the ground. Another 3rd down and long, staring right in front of him. Mustangs in man defense. Charlo looking downfield, overthrows his man. He had a step. A Davion Drummer had a step or two on Eli Malkowinski, but just over his head, and that'll force a punt. 4th and 14. Mustangs, you'd have to think, will get this ball inside of Elyria territory. Ryan Kahn back deep. Junior plays running back and safety. He's going to get a chance here if he can field this off the turf. Takes a mean hop across the 50, and here's Kahn. Changing field. Can he get the corner? Kahn taken down at about the 41-yard line by Michael Harris. So the Mustangs will start this drive at the 41-yard line. Last offensive possession. They moved the ball down the field with ease, just got stuck at the 10-yard line due to penalties. A holding call and then a delay of game really put that drive at a halt. But they threw the ball well. Maddox Beard, sophomore quarterback, looking comfortable early. 4:55 left to go here in the first quarter. No score. Here's Clark as a hole and dragging Jaden Gilbert near that 30-yard line. So hard to bring him down at first contact. 2nd and 1. Anything but another give to Clark here would be a surprise. One yard to go for the Mustangs. It's Clark running behind that left side of the offensive line. He's got the first down inside of the 25-yard line. And there's no question about it. That left side of the offensive line, led by number 76, Blake Miller, is the anchor of this offensive attack. Ryan Seafelt as well. 1st and 10. Mustangs on the move. It's Clark up the middle. Can he get past the first defender? Falls forward. Gain of about 2. So Garrett Clark, as we've seen all year long, a very heavy workload. He's prepared for this. The coaching staff telling us that he prepared in the offseason in the weight room. He knew that this was his chance to really become a star and carry the brunt of the workload, and he's done exactly that. 8th game of the season now and still running with great speed and determination. 2nd and 8. This time the Jets sweep. Not much doing. Tyler Walters, the former quarterback, dragged down in the backfield. And that'll set up a 3rd and long. Trying some misdirection there, going east-west, but Pioneers set the edge nicely. Walters with nowhere to go. And now with 2:40 left here in the first quarter, Mustangs face a 3rd and long. Here's Beard rolling to his left. Overthrows Walters. And now decision time for Coach Serino. 4th and 12. Do you want to go for it, or do you want to try and kick a field goal? It'd be a long one. But it looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field, I believe. They're going to go for it. Maybe just a tad bit out of range for the special teams unit. And if you don't get it here, that's okay. Got Elyria deep in their own territory, so not risking too much, I like the call. 2:29 left to go, 4th and 12. Beard, Elyria bringing pressure, picked up nicely. He's got a man. Strongsville's in business across the 5, inside the 5-yard line. Goes Zach Zool. A simple drag route across the middle. The defense cleared out on the blitz. Heck of a call from the offensive staff here at Strongsville, and they've set themselves up nicely with 2:10 left here in the first quarter. No one home, the middle of the field. He caught that ball well before the sticks and then did the rest with his legs. Clark up the middle. Can he get there? He sure can, and just like that, the Mustangs have taken the lead. Guess who? Garrett Clark. And once again, does not go down on first contact, and he puts his team up 6-0 early. Coach Serino rolled the dice on 4th down, and it paid off in a big way, converting on 4th and 12. Beard to Zool, and then one play later, Garrett Clark finishes off the drive. High snap. They get it down though in time, and the kick is good from Will Eiscrow. So the Mustangs lead this one here 7-0 at Catan Stadium. We'll step aside. Nick Cuppage ready to kick this one away. 1:51 to go here in the first quarter. Mustangs strike first. They lead it 7-0. Shallow kick to about the 25. It's fielded and taken across the 40. Perry-on Benton. An aggressive return. That'll give the Pioneers good field possession. But this defense, so far in this first quarter, has been terrific. They set up that touchdown. After only giving up one first down, the Pioneers had to punt the ball from around their own 10-yard line. Strongsville started the last drive at the 41 and eventually would punch it in. Charlo in shotgun. Jaheim Atkinson in the backfield along with him. And it's Atkinson right up the middle. Gain of about 2 before he's taken down. Eli Malkwinski. And number 59, Landon Turner. Second and 8. Not quite inside of 1 minute to play here in the first quarter. 1:10. Charlo. Across the middle, nearly intercepted. That could have been 6. But there is a flag on the play. And they're going to call this on the Mustangs. So that'll put them inside of Strongsville territory and give them a first down. .104 left to play here in the first quarter. 7-0 Strongsville. Elyria now inside of Strongsville territory for the first time tonight. Charlo going downfield, got a man, incomplete. Good defense there from Kyle Patrick. It looked like the Pioneers, Jaharian Cannon, he had that ball for a second, and then Patrick was able to get a hand in on the last second, break that one up. Slightly underthrown from Charlo, but he got it there, and then Patrick made a nice play. 2nd and 10, 59 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Charlo going right back to his man, and Patrick there once again. Back-to-back plays. The junior defensive back trying to prove to Elyria not to challenge him. That was Cannon again, that time on a deep post. Patrick doesn't make that play. There's no one behind him. Cannon walks into the end zone, but beautiful defense, great timing. 3rd and 10 now. They give to Atkinson, weaving his way, and he nearly picks up a first down. About a yard and a half short. And they might go for this. Head coach Delvin Culliver. Looks like they're going to go for it. certainly out of field goal range. And right in between, do we punt and pin them back or try and continue this drive? They're at about the 35, need a yard and a half, 4th down. Charlo, give to Atkinson again up the middle. He's got the 1st down and more. Atkinson across the 20. Dragged down inside the red zone. Back-to-back inside handoffs. They get the 1st down. That might just be the last play of the 1st quarter. So we've played one here. Strongsville, Ohio, Catan Stadium. Good ball game. Mustangs up 7-0 off a Garrett Clark touchdown. We'll be back for the 2nd quarter. First down and 10 for the Pioneers. Inside the red zone for the first time tonight, trailing 7-0. Start of the 2nd quarter. Charlo with the give to Atkinson. Nearly taken down in the backfield. And then he is swarmed. Darian Young was the first one there. Nearly got him by the ankles. Sean Roth was the one who will get credited with the tackle. Second and 10. Charlo in the backfield alone, 5 wide. Taking himself right up the middle, gets past the initial defense, and he scores. Dalen Charlo, the quarterback keeper. First time we've seen that tonight. They spread out the Mustangs, and the middle was where he went. Got past the defensive line, and the Mustangs unable to bring him down before crossing into the end zone. We're an extra point away from a tie ball game. Manuel Lopez, kick is good. So we've played under a minute here in the 2nd quarter. Elyria ties this one at 7. We'll be back on Mustangs TV. Lopez ready to kick this one deep. Heck of a drive from Elyria. This offense has been humming, continuing to play well like they did a week ago. This one fielded at about the 16-yard line. And a little bit of a seam here. Hold on a second. Down the sideline, Dylan Reed. Across the 20, across the 15. Reed. They're going to say he was down before he crosses the goal line. But Dylan Reed, the sophomore, not the primary return man, but the Pioneers kicked it short, and maybe they shouldn't have. He brings that ball back to about the 32-yard line. Terrific starting field possession once again for the Mustangs. Started the last drive at the 41, this time even better. Here comes that offense and that powerful offensive line. They've given Beard time in the pocket. They've opened up holes for Clark. And the students here at Strongsville loving it. 7-7. 11:01 left to play here in the first half. Beard. Getting chased now, and he makes a man miss. A nifty move along the sideline. Looked like he was going to get sacked for a loss, but a little sidestep there. He gets across the 30. Picks up about 5. Was looking for Nick Cox on a drag route across the middle, but Elyria had it all covered. Nearly resulted in a coverage sack, but Maddox Beard making things happen. 2nd and 5 now. It's Clark up the middle. Clark down across the 10-yard line in a blur. You look away for 1 second, and Garrett Clark is lightning. So how about this? Just 2 plays, and the Mustangs already knocking at the door once again. They need 7 yards for a score. 1st and goal. It's Clark running right, spin move, makes another man miss. Unbelievable. Garrett Clark, sickening moves. Put him in a spin cycle and then left the rest in the past. This young man is some type of talent. If he doesn't start to get more and more looks to play football at the Division I level, I don't know who will. Back-to-back scoring drives end with a Garrett Clark touchdown inside of the 10-yard line. Extra point is up, and it's good. 10:13 left to play here in the 2nd quarter. Mustangs 14, Pioneers 7. David Hendrickson kicked this one away for Strongsville. Very good kick, fielded inside of the 10-yard line. There's something doing there on that right side of the field for Jaden Gilbert. He'll take it across the 30 to about the 33, and that's where Dalen Charlo and company will start this drive. Well, the Elyria Pioneers 1-6 on the season, 0-4 in conference play. Lost last week to Shaker Heights 70-50. That's correct. 70-50 was the final. They trailed at one point 28-0, then exploded in the 2nd quarter for 28 points. Eventually in the 3rd quarter cut the deficit to 49-42, but were unable to get the victory. So they are very comfortable working in the 2nd quarter. That, like last week, was when they started to click. They already at 7 here, looking to add more. They need to. They're trailing 14-7. Here's Charlo looking downfield, and again, a Davian Drummer had a step on the defense. Just a nick, a tad over his hand. If he catches that ball, he's still running. Mustangs showing they're not afraid to play man coverage. There isn't always a safety deep for help. Most cornerbacks like Ryan Kahn, like Kyle Patrick, out on an island. 2nd and 10 now. Charlo showing he's dangerous with his feet as well. This time it's Atkinson. He's taken down after a gain of 5. Daoud Nasser on the tackle. Starting at defensive back here this evening. So 3rd down and 4. Charlo up the middle. Not gonna happen. Looks like it was Ryan Seafelt who got there first. The big man, the senior, playing both ways tonight. Starting at guard and at defensive tackle. So 4th and 4. And Elyria, looks like they thought about it, but they're going to punt it away. Michael Harris will boot this one. Ryan Kahn back deep, standing at about the 26-yard line. And a timeout now want to talk things over. So we'll take a quick break. 9:10 left to play in the second quarter. Strongsville 14, Elyria 7. So the Mustangs look like they've got things figured out. Maybe making sure that the special teams unit here is ready for a fake, if possible. 4th and 4. Punt is away. It's a low one. Rolling across the ground, picked up by Catan at the 30, and he steps out at the 31. And that's where Maddox Beard and Garrett Clark and that offensive line will start this drive. Mustangs come into this game 4-3, 1-3 in conference play. Last year they went to the playoffs for the first time in a decade. We're looking for more of the same this season, and they started out 4-0 before losing in heartbreaking fashion to Brunswick, 20-14. Haven't won since on a 3-game skid. Trying to turn things around here this evening. If they want to make the playoffs, they're probably going to have to win out. Here's Beard, gives to Clark. Running inside the tackles. Taken down after a gain of a couple. These Mustangs have played some intense games this season. Won in overtime against Hudson after making a goal line stop. Lost to Brunswick after failing to convert at the goal line, and then lost the following week to number 5 Euclid, 21-14. And then just a week ago, everything went wrong against the Medina Bees. But it's a new Friday, new ball game, and they look good here this evening. 8:15 to go. Swing pass now. Out wide to Ethan Geis. Fights off a defender, makes his way across the 40-yard line. And that'll set up a 3rd and short. And that's what this coaching staff wants here. These 3rd and manageable options where you can throw or run. When you've got a back like Garrett Clark, who can break tackles the way he does, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, he might be your best option. .7:35 left to play here in the first half. Clark gets the ball, and he's taken down right at the sticks. A physical run there. He was met right at the point of attack, but he won that battle. Just got lower. He was taken down by Angel Melendez, but picks up that first down. Maddox Beard, just a sophomore, showing great poise, orchestrating this offense. Now rolling to his left, got a man, and then through the hands of Dylan Reed, who had some space to run. If he could corral that football, and dangerously skipped off his hands back into the secondary of Elyria, but falls harmlessly to the ground. 2nd and 10 now, 6:58 left to play here in the second quarter. 2 Garrett Clark touchdowns is the difference. He's in the backfield to the right of Maddox. Maddox throwing a little screen pass now. It's Geis, and he gets about halfway there. Gain of about 4. 3rd and manageable now. 6 yards. Got to get to the Elyria 47-yard line. Chilly Friday night. Around 48 degrees. Under the lights at Catan Stadium. 6:15 and ticking. Big 3rd down here. Mustangs lead it by 7. Geis in motion. Beard looking his way, now looking downfield, pressured, out of the pocket, throwing. just out of reach. Looking for Dylan Reed. The Mustangs will have to punt. Good crowd here on hand, even with the chilly weather. Not a whole lot of open seats in the house. People bundled up here this evening to come watch this Strongsville Mustangs team continue their march toward the playoff. Anthony Gintel going to punt this one away. High overhand punt, and that's off the leg of someone, not sure who. And it looks like it must have hit a Mustang because that ball is downed, and that's where the Pioneers will start. 5:49 left to play here in the second quarter. Strongsville leading 14-7. Entertaining first half. This Mustangs team did not score a point a week ago. They trailed Medina from the very first play. The Bees with a double pass that went for a 70-yard touchdown. And they never trailed, never looked back from that point. So there was no doubt about it, a point of emphasis that the Mustangs needed a faster start this evening. And they've done that so far. Now, interesting happenings here. Charlo was not ready for the snap. Hit off his chest, smartly just falls on it. That could have been disastrous. Second and 12 now. Christian Soklar on the tackle. This one complete. It's a first down. Jesse Stevens. 6'3", 205. A big young man to bring down in the open field. Taken down by Daoud Nazar. First down Elyria. They had 28 first downs a week ago. Set a school record. Here's Charlo now. Motioning a man out wide right. Give to Atkinson, and he is swallowed behind the line of scrimmage. Landon Turner was in there. Just a sophomore. Second and 12 again. Boy, Turner in there in the backfield almost simultaneously as Atkinson was given the football. Now it looks like they've got someone, that's still Charlo in the backfield. And a timeout taken by Coach Culliver. 4:18 to go here in the second quarter. Strongsville 14, Pioneer 7 on Mustangs TV. Second and 14. Charlo in shotgun. Atkinson to his left. Looking. It's complete. Stevens on the receiving end. He's taken down in a hurry. Kyle Patrick in on the tackle. 3rd and 7 now. Mustangs want to get a stop here to give their offense enough time to manufacture some points before the half. 3:45 and ticking to go. Andrew Palos in motion to his right. Charlo looking across the middle. Nothing there. A Davian Drummer asking the official for a flag, but he's not going to get one. That ball wasn't even in his vicinity. And that'll force a punt. So the defense does their job once again. And not only do they force a 4th down, but with that incompletion, the clock stops. 3:36 to go. Back deep. Ryan Kahn standing at about his own 32-yard line. He had a chance to return one early in the first quarter. Last punt, not really, but this time, Kahn with room to go. Kahn with the seam. Kahn down the sideline. taken out at the 30-yard line. Ryan Kahn putting the Mustangs in fantastic field position. And that's what that young man can do. Just a junior. As time goes on, this is probably going to become a return man you don't want to give a chance to. That punt was low, got there in a hurry. He had plenty of space, and you saw what he can do.
37 yards on that return by Catan.
Once again, the Mustangs with fantastic starting field possession. Beard trying to draw the Pioneers offside. Give to Clark. Clark with the seam. Clark! He'll walk into the end zone. One play. Garrett Clark again, his third on the evening. The numbers that this kid is putting up, mind-blowing.
Touchdown of the year rushing.
How about the hole that offensive line opened up? He loves to run behind the left side. And my goodness, could have fit a bus through there. 20-7. The extra point is good. So all they needed was one play. Garrett Clark from about 30-plus yards out punches it in. His third score of the night. Mustangs lead Elyria 21-7. Nick Cuppage going to kick this one away. Interesting to see how the Mustangs do this. It looks like they've got a couple different kickoff guys for maybe different purposes. This one, Squibbs, across the ground, picked up on the run by Michael Harris. Michael Harris, he's got Elyria with good field possession. Looked like maybe a horse collar there on the tackle. They don't call it, but nonetheless, taken down at the 46-yard line. So Pioneers got a chance to cut this deficit in half before we head to the break. 21-7, Strongsville leading. Garrett Clark with his third touchdown of the evening just a moment ago. That drive was set up by Ryan Kahn. Returned the punt inside the 35-yard line. One play later, Mustangs find themselves up 14 points. Here's Charlo in shotgun. Last time he was back in shotgun alone, it was a quarterback keeper for a touchdown. That was at the start of the second quarter. This time he's throwing Atkinson, the intended receiver, incomplete, and maybe he heard the footsteps as Daoud Nasser is closing in.
Coverage for the Mustangs, number 1, Daoud Nasser. Second down and 10.
Second and 10. Exactly 3 minutes left to play here in the second quarter. Charlo in the backfield all alone. Looking. And he had a man. He was intending to get that ball to Drummer. But Orion Seefeld had other ideas. Andrew Keating in there as well. Drummer was running free across the 35-yard line. No safety help once more for these corners. He had him beat, but that's what a good defensive line can do. Can cover up for those mishaps in the secondary. That sets up a 3rd and 10. So Strongsville trying to get the ball back once more. Screen pass, a good block there. Can Kahn make a tackle in time? No, but there is a flag. And it looks like it's going to be holding against Perryon Benton. He doesn't agree, and that's going to be the call. Andrew Palos picked up the first down on the wide receiver screen, but it was all for naught. So we'll do 3rd down one more time. 2:48 left to go in the second quarter. Strongsville 21, Elyria 7. Dalen Charlo coming off a 7-touchdown performance a week ago. He's got one here this evening. He's got to get his team back inside the red zone. First, got to convert in this 3rd and 8. Charlo looking across the middle, intercepted. It's Catan. Catan's got a convoy. Taken down by Palos at the 45-yard line, but Ryan Catan continuing to make plays. A big-time punt return a few minutes ago, and then an interception, again setting up this offense in beautiful field position.
Stop made by number 17 for the Pioneers, Andrew Palos.
So Ryan Catan, just a junior, making a huge impact in this ball game here in the first half. Mustangs have a chance now to put this one maybe out of reach before we even get to half. 21-7. Beard looking. It's Geis. Close to a first down. And he gets out of bounds. They're going to give Ethan Geis a first down. 2:35 left to play. Mustangs on the move. Beard back in that familiar shotgun. Always with Clark flanked by his side. He'll get the ball. No, keeps it himself. Beard, first time tonight. Gonna try and pick up that first down and more. Inside the 20-yard line. Fooled me. Maddox Beard, first time this evening that he didn't give it to Clark, and he had the entire defense fooled. How about this performance? Really making amends for the way they played last week. Clearly laser focused this evening. 2:26 to play here in the second quarter. Walters in motion. It's Clark taken down in the backfield. Nice play there by Michael Knapp. Don't see that often. Garrett Clark being taken down on first contact. Good fundamental tackling there by Knapp. Inside of 2 minutes we go. Mustangs with a healthy 14-point lead, looking to add to it. Garrett Clark, he's responsible for all 3 touchdowns this evening. He's got it again. Clark taken down after a gain of maybe 4. That sets up a 3rd and 6. Mustangs want to bleed that clock. No need for any type of hurry right now. 1:35 and ticking. They're going to get, well, Elyria will get the ball first in the second half, so big possession here. Beard looking for Reed in the flat. He's got him. Reed across the 5-yard line, taken down. So he picks up the first down. Great play calling here this evening from this coaching staff. Done a heck of a job balancing the run and the throw, keeping Elyria on their heels. Four yards left in this drive. Empty backfield. Beard all alone. Garrett Clark in the slot to the left. Keep an eye on him. In motion. Give to Clark. No, Beard keeps it himself and he'll score. A magician. Fooled the defense once again, and he'll walk into the end zone. Mustangs rolling on offense here tonight behind that young man right there. Just a sophomore, but does he have command of this offense? 1:01 left to play here in the second quarter. Nick Cupajan for the extra point. Excuse me, that is Will Hiresco. And the kick is good. Mustangs lead this one 28-7. 1:01 left to play here in the first half.
Pioneer 7, Strongsville Mustangs 28. Once again, that offensive line moving the muscle up front. Left tackle number 76, Blake Miller. Left guard number 75, Ryan Seafeld. At center number 63, Nick Northup. Right guard number 52, Andrew Hudak. At right tackle number 78, Patrick Graylis. And our tight ends, number 15, Andrew Keating. And number 44, Logan Stern. There was a penalty on the touchdown play that was marked off here on the kickoff. The ball will be kicked from the 25-yard line.
David Hendrickson set to kick this one away. 1:01 left to play here in the second half, or excuse me, second quarter. Mustangs in full control. A Davian Drummer bobbles it, picks it up. And now he is across midfield. Taken down at the 47-yard line. That's a guy they've got to get the ball to. He's been open a number of different times here in this first half. Just been overthrown. Different half, different ball game if they connect on those passes. Kicker had to make the play there.
Ball is on the Mustang side of the field on the 47-yard line.
So good starting field position for the Pioneers. They trail by 21. They've got to do something here before the first half ends. Dalen Charlo and Shaka. You have to think they'll be throwing the rest of this half. Looking downfield, incomplete. Throwing a little short. Ryan Kahn on the coverage, combined with Sean Roth.
In on coverage number 3, Ryan Kahn.
Kahn continuing to play good football. .48 ticks left. Second and 10. Charlo had a man, but he dropped it. Perryon Benton just a tad bit behind him, but had two hands on it.
In on coverage number 5, Eli Melcheski.
Melcheski there on the coverage. That'll force a 3rd and 10. 43 seconds left to go. This Mustangs defense, besides one drive, has been stellar. Here's Keating trying to get home off the edge. They will get there. He's spun down. Christian Slokar throws down Charlo. And that's going to force a 4th and long. The clock is stopped, so it looks like possibly the Mustangs taking a timeout here. Nah, they're going to start that clock back up here. Not exactly sure what's going on. So there was a flag on the play, a face mask, and that'll,
Timeout, Elyria.
I believe, be accepted.
That's the final
But they're showing 3rd down still, so we'll figure this one out as Elyria takes the timeout. 22 seconds left to go as of now. They might add time to that clock. And the scoreboard says it's 3rd and 15. So it is 3rd and 15. Charlo and Shaka rolling to his right. Throwing downfield. He's got a man. It's complete. Palos Down the sideline, dragged down at the 5-yard line. Andrew Pales got behind the defense, and Charlo found him. So suddenly the Pioneers got a chance to cut into this deficit. They'll spike the ball with 9 seconds to go. Huge turn of events. Boy, it looked like they were going to go into half with full momentum, were the Mustangs, but suddenly they find themselves with their backs against the wall. 28-7, 9 seconds to go. Elyria looking to make this a 14-point game. Charlo looking, got a man, it's Drummer, touchdown. Just like that. 2 passing plays, and they move the ball 50 yards through the air. And they've made it a 2-possession game. Wow. Who would have thought? Mustangs caught sleeping, and they'll pay for it. Extra point is no good, blocked. Sean Roth on the block. So that keeps it at a 15-point lead for the Mustangs, 28-13. There's a senior sensing the moment. He's been making plays all evening, and that has to make Strongsville feel maybe a little bit better going into the break, but boy, Elyria with a spark of offensive brilliantness out of nowhere. So we've got ourselves a ball game. 4 seconds left here in the second quarter. I'd expect Elyria just to squib this one. Surely they wouldn't give Garrett Clark or Dylan Reed a chance to return this football. Clark's got a return for a touchdown on the season, and Reed earlier in this half nearly housed one himself. They'll keep it on the ground, and it is going to be, it'll be Nick Cox. And he's taken down at the 28. So that'll do it for the first half. Mustangs thought they'd have a 21-point advantage heading into the break, but in the final seconds, the Elyria Pioneers strike for 6, and we got ourselves a 28-13 ball game. We'll be back second half right here on Mustangs TV.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, led on to the field by Drum Major Garrett Chapin and Assistant Drum Major Catherine Wood. We are proud to present the 97th edition of the Elyria High School Pioneer Marching Band. Tonight we take you on a journey to space, the final frontier on the screen. We'll begin with music from the 1968 film 2001: A Space Odyssey. Wars has provided us with memorable aliens, heroes, and villains. We're going to give the bad guys some attention, starting with Darth Maul. Next up is Kylo Ren, connoisseur of the dark side and #1 Darth Vader fanboy. Finally, it's the man in the mask who needs no introduction, Darth Vader. Only someone with powers in the Force could possibly stand up to such evil in the galaxy. Now, as thousands of generations before, we turn to the ancient Jedi Order. We thank you all for joining us tonight, helping restore peace and balance to the galaxy.
Next, from the English alternative rock band Radiohead, is their early 1990s hit, Creep. Finally, we'd like to close our show with the Doobie Brothers hit, Taking It to the Streets.
Back here in the second half, the Strongsville Mustangs leading the Elyria Pioneers 28-13. Entertaining first half. Strongsville struck first behind a Garrett Clark 3-yard touchdown run, putting them up 7-0. Pioneers responded with a touchdown of their own. Dylan Charlo, starting quarterback, ran it in from about 10 yards out. Then Clark again put the Mustangs up 14-7 and added on a third touchdown later in the second quarter to put the Mustangs up 21-7. The defense played a good ball most of the half. They got their offense in position to score late in the first half. They did just that, going up 28-7, and then right before the end of the second quarter, Elyria somehow found a way to move the ball inside the Mustangs' 5-yard line on a 45-yard pass that was complete to Andrew Palos, and then a couple plays later they punched it in. Extra point was blocked by the Mustangs' Sean Roth, and that's where we stand, 28-13, as the Mustangs are ready to kick this one away. Nick Cuppage, the kicker. Drummer back deep for Elyria. He's not going to get a chance. It's off the head of an Elyria Pioneer, recovered by the Mustangs. Unbelievable. It looks like Mitch Dutton fell on the ball off the head of Michael Harris, and the Mustangs, by accident, pull off the onside kick, and the offense will take the field first. Elyria just wasn't prepared. The squib kick took a nasty hop off that turf, right off the helmet of Harris, and eventually the ball fell to Mitch Dutton. So here comes that Mustang offense. Put up 28 points in the first 2 quarters. What will they do here in the third? It's Clark. Oh, he is hit, but not taken down, bouncing off defenders. Only a 5-yard run, but boy, that kid's balance, impressive.
Tackle made by number 29, freshman Jaden Gilbert. Also went on to stop number 50.
2nd and 5. Maddox Beard, just a sophomore. He scored the 4th and final touchdown of the first half for the Mustangs. Now Reed in motion. Snap is low. Picks it up. Now going to try and make something happen on his own. Gets the corner. Taken out a little bit shy of that first down.
4-yard gain, 3rd down.
4-yard
and
gain.
1.
There's a good example of the poise of this sophomore. The snap was low. He didn't initially field it cleanly, but didn't panic, picks it up, and gets what he can. Sets up a 3rd and 1. And it's probably time for Garrett Clark. He'll get it. He's got the first down, and he slips his way near the 30-yard line.
Picks up the cable ties unlimited Strongsville, 1st down.
Patrick Grealis,
6-yard gain, ball is just outside of the
Nick
30-yard
Northup,
line.
Blake Miller, Ryan Seafelt, and Andrew Hudak have done one heck of a job here blocking for their team. Now Reed on the sweep. He's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Ben Dorr, senior linebacker, on the tackle.
No gain on the play. Brought down by number 35, Ben Dorr.
Second and 11. Mustangs leading this one 28-13. 10-10 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Clark and Beard in the backfield. 4 wide total. Clark on the give. He's got a first down. Maybe. Right at the sticks. Once again, picking up yards after contact. I'll say it's a gain of 9. He's about a yard short. So another 3rd down and 1 coming for Strongsville.
Number 67, Simon France. Also went on to
Checking into the game, Logan Starrick. One yard to go. It's Clark. Clark got an angle. Garrett Clark. He'll score, but this one coming back. Looks like they've got a hold or a block in the back, and I don't think it was the correct call. I saw the block happen, and it looked like a clean one. Wasn't sure exactly who it was on, but Garrett Clark was already going to score. No need for that extra effort there. Not sure who the guilty party was, but they are going to call it an illegal block. So, still going to be a first down, but touchdown is negated. That would have been Clark's fourth. 28-13. 9:12 to go in the third quarter. It's Clark again. Clark up the middle. Garrett Clark! Touchdown Mustangs. Well, just a moment ago he scored. It was negated. So you give him the ball again, same result. His fourth touchdown on the evening. He puts the Mustangs up 34-13. That offensive line opening up holes that impossible to miss, and then he's made defenders miss. And that's why there's no question about it. He is going to be an all-conference selection here this season in the GCC. Mustangs 35, Pioneers 13, right here at Mustangs TV. Nick Cuppage kicked this one off. The last kick resulted in a recovery by the Mustangs. This time, Elyria fields it. It's Kevin Dukes Jr. And he's still going before he is tackled by number 49. Novak. So the freshman, Michael Novak, on the tackle, getting some quality playing time on varsity. First and 10, 8:55 left to go here in the third quarter. Dalen Charlo and this offense of Elyria trailing by 22. Still plenty of time, though. They did put up 50 points just a week ago. Charlo looking. He's got his man, Stevens. He's taken down after spinning out of the initial tackle. Ryan Kahn eventually got to him. How about Ryan Kahn this evening? Had a punt return that brought back inside the 35-yard line. The Mustangs were going to score. And then the ensuing possession after the Mustangs scored, he intercepted Charlo. And he's had a couple nice tackles on defense. Nice coverage as well, just a junior. And now it's Atkinson, right up the middle. He's taken down by Landon Turner, who they call Bubba here at Strongsville. And number 47, Jack Stevenson. Third down and 1. Atkinson in the backfield. And he'll get it. Got a first down. He spins out of a tackle before he is taken down, and we've got a flag. It looks like it's going to be some type of unsportsmanlike conduct, as the flag was thrown after the play. They'll march forward 15 yards. And that was an issue for Strongsville in the opening drive. Penalties cost them any chance at points, but they've cleaned it up since. First flag here in the second half. 7:30 left in the third quarter. Charlo throwing. He's got Drummer. Drummer taken out on the Elyria sideline. A Davion Drummer, senior, 5'10", 165. He's been a bright spot for this Elyria team, but we've got another flag here. And it's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct call, this time against Elyria, so they give back those 15 yards that Strongsville handed to them. Poor discipline. When you're down 22 points, you cannot be making mental errors as such. Second and 20. Dalen Charlo, just a junior, 6 foot, 150. He's got Stevens on the slant pattern, and he gets back to the original sticks and then some. So gain of 12. Sets up a 3rd and 8. Eli Chesinski there. He's had his moments on defense this evening. This Mustangs defensive squad has played well. Besides that blemish at the end of the first half, they have really held their own. 3rd and 8, Charlo trying to get the screen working there on the left side of the field, intended for Shaheem Atkinson, incomplete. And you'd have to think, although there is 6:36 left to go here in the third quarter, that it's 4th down territory for this Pioneer team. They trail by 22, and this offense of Strongsville has shown no signs of slowing down. So they need points, and they need them ASAP. They are going for it. 4th and 8. Timeout now. Taken by Elyria. So we'll step aside for a quick second. Big play when you come back. 4th and 8. Elyria trailing by 22. So 4th and 8. Do or die here for Elyria. Charlo rolling right, looking. Got his man Palos. Tiptoes his way inside the 10-yard line. Picks up the 1st down. He's been their go-to man when they need a play. He picked up that 3rd and 15 at the end of the first half that got them inside the 5-yard line. And here, gets him inside the 10. Ryan Kahn on the tackle. But the Pioneers trying to claw their way back into this ball game. It's Atkinson. He will go nowhere. That Mustangs defensive line in there in the blink of an eye. Second and 14. They still can pick up a 1st down. No, they cannot. 2nd and goal. So here's Charlo looking into the end zone. Stevenson had the inside track, Stevens, but too high. So that'll set up a 3rd and goal. Kyle Patrick again on the coverage. He's been very good this evening. Only listed at about 5'10", guarding Jesse Stevens at 6'3". He's more than held his own. So here we go, 3rd and goal. Charlo rolling right, looking for Palos. Got it. Heck of a throw. Andrew Palos continuing to show that he needs to be more involved in this offense. Just a sophomore, but he has been the best player on this Elyria Pioneer Ball Club here tonight. 35-19 is your score. They don't have to go for 2 yet, and they're not going to. Manuel Lopez, the senior, on for the extra point. Kick is good. Last time the extra point was blocked. Now we do have a flag here. It looks like it's going to be against Elyria. And I think the decision here is going to be, do you want it enforced on the kickoff, or do you want Elyria to back it up and have to re-kick the extra point? Coach Sereno still pondering. And I think he is going to ask for it on the kickoff. So the extra point is good. 35-20 is the score. But this kickoff is going to be backed up a bit, so the Mustangs figure to have pretty good field position when they start this upcoming drive. 35-20 here on Mustangs TV. We'll take a quick break. $35-20, Elyria not going anywhere. The Mustangs gonna have to earn this one. They jumped out to a 22-point lead during their first offensive possession here in the second half, but Elyria has answered since. Here's Nick Cox. He's across midfield. So that penalty on the extra point try shows up here in the field position battle. And that's really been a storyline all game long. Sure, the Mustangs have played well in offense and they've gotten the job done, but they've had terrific starting field position the entire ball game. A lot of that has had to do with their defense and special teams. Some quality kickoff and punt returns. 35-20, 5:47 left to go here in the third quarter. Clark on the option right, gets by the initial defender, then lowers the blow. Michael Knapp and Garrett Clark. A meeting at the summit at the 35-yard line. Clark knocked out of bounds, but not before he picks up a first down. Very efficient runner is Clark. You give him the ball, you're more than likely going to have a positive play. He's got 4 touchdowns tonight. Just another day at the office. Looking downfield, got a man. Oh my goodness. Nearly a beautiful throw and catch from Beard to Walters, but Walters not able to make the over-the-shoulder catch. He did a heck of a job to get open, and Beard delivered an absolute dime, but Walters could not come down with it. So that'll set up a 2nd and 10. Mustangs on the Elyria 35. Here's Clark right up the middle. That's good for a couple. So 3rd down and 6. Inside of 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Mustangs up 15, 35-20. Elyria has had a heck of a time trying to slow down this offense. Big play here. Beard throws out far wide left and over the shoulder of Cooper Hawk. Now you'd figure that they're going to go for this. Not quite in field goal range. If you don't get it, it's not the end of the world. Elyria still has to go 70 yards to score a touchdown. So, as expected, Coach Sereno gonna roll the dice here, go for it again. They've gone for it several times on 4th down tonight. And they've converted, I believe, on both. So trying to make it 3 for 3. Snap over the head of Beard. He's just gonna fall on it. That play never had a chance. So Elyria they've done a nice job just hanging around. Trailed 28-7 at one point, 35-13. But don't look now, only down 2 possessions. They've got the ball close to midfield. Still, third quarter, 4:22 left to play. An eternity left in this ball game. And Dalen Charlo has shown he can be special at times. And his sophomore receiver, Andrew Palos, has been his go-to man. And they need more points here. Trailing by 15. This is the first real test for this Mustangs defense tonight, where they need a stop. Atkinson gets the ball, little delayed draw, picking his way through that defense, dragging defenders, breaking free. Atkinson down the sideline, inside the 15-yard line. He made that happen out of nothing. It looked like he might be stopped at the line of scrimmage. But Jaheim Atkinson fought through the heart of that Mustangs defense and then broke it free. And he breaks away a gain of 40 yards and then some. So suddenly the Mustangs playing without Uncle Mo. Elyria full of confidence. 4:09 left to play here in the third quarter. They're trying to make this a one-possession game. Charlo, incomplete. He's knocked down as well. Looked like Jared Pro got in there. Second and 10. Jaheim Atkinson ripped off a 40-yarder. They're inside the 15. Now Charlo looking, throws behind the intended receiver. Looking for Jaden Gilbert. Third down and 10. They don't pick up the first down here. Very interested to see the decision Coach Culliver makes. A field goal doesn't do you too much good here. The deficit is 15. That would cut it to 12, which would be 2 touchdowns. Don't need the extra points. But it still would be a 2-possession game, and that's where they stand right now. So you'd have to imagine it's 4th down territory, and they're going to talk about it. So we'll step aside. Things getting interesting here at Catan Stadium. Mustangs 35, Pioneers 20. Critical third down. 4:01 left to play here in the third quarter. Elyria trailing by 15, threatening to make it a one-possession game. Dalen Charlo in shotgun. Jaheim Atkinson to his left. 4 wide in total. Charlo in trouble, taken down. They're going to say incomplete pass. It looked as if his knees hit the ground before he got that ball off. But regardless, it's 4th down, and it's decision time for Elyria. They are going to say it's an incomplete pass. The clock is stopped with 3:54 left here to play in the third quarter. Maybe the play of the ball game. 4th and 10. Elyria needs to get to the 5-yard line. Charlo rolling right. Charlo looking. Incomplete. And they've got a flag. They're going to call holding on Eli Chesky. Melchesky. And it looks like they're going to say he didn't get his head turned around because that ball was uncatchable. But the flag does come out. So it's still going to be 4th down. Interesting that the sticks don't reset. So 4th down and 2. Here we go. Charlo Give to Atkinson. Atkinson in the middle. Can he get there? I don't know. It's going to be close. It depends on the spot. They're going to give him a first down. How good has Jaheim Atkinson been here in this third quarter? The junior running back has been given a lot of trust. Fourth down there, he picked his way across that 5-yard line, and now they've got 4 yards to Pater. A false start, though, will back them up. Another mental error for the Elyria Pioneers. Mustangs making some substitutions along that defensive line. Blake Miller, number 76, you usually only see him playing left tackle. But he checked in for a moment there. Don't be surprised if the Pioneers get inside the 5-yard line if the big fella, 6'5", 315, checks back in. So here's Charlo, shotgun. Second down and goal. Give to Atkinson. Atkinson picks his way again. Making defenders miss, shedding tackles. He has been slippery. Inside the 4-yard line, back to where they were a play ago before that flag. So it's second and goal, 4 yards to go. 2:25 left to play here in the third quarter. Elyria 1-6, still looking for their first win in conference. The Mustangs sitting at 4-3, 1-3 in conference. They've got playoff aspirations. Elyria just playing for pride, and boy, they've shown some fight here in the second half. Here's Atkinson. Give up the middle, trying to fall forward. He'll do so. He's taken down at the 2.5-yard line. Inside of 2 minutes to play here. Ryan Seafeld on the tackle. He's playing both ways this evening. Offensive guard and defensive tackle. Big third down here. 35-20, Elyria trailing by 15. They need 2 yards. The option, Charlo trying to do it himself. Can he get there? Dragging him forward is his offensive line, and they're going to say it's a touchdown. Charlo was hit well before that goal line, but he was dragged across. And it's a 35-26 game. Pending the extra point, it's a 1-score contest. Wow. Things have changed here in a hurry. Lopez on for the extra point. The kick is up and good. In the blink of an eye, the Elyria Pioneers have cut that 22-point deficit down to just 8. With 1:19 to go here in Catan Stadium, we've got ourselves a ball game. Mustangs 35, Pioneers 27. How will this Mustangs offense respond? 15 unanswered. This one kicked and fielded cleanly by Garrett Clark. Clark makes the first man miss. Clark got a seam. Across the 50, still going, changing direction. Garrett Clark. He's got Green ahead of him. Clark across the 25, across the 15. Touchdown, unbelievable. Garrett Clark doing what a senior is supposed to do. When the Mustangs need a play, they're back against the wall. Garrett Clark is the answer. Wow. This kid is something else. Took the kick, completely changed direction. And now the extra point puts the Mustangs back on top by 15. Garrett Clark. Boy, I've lost count in his touchdown total here tonight. I think he's got 5, but boy, he is a stud. If he doesn't get first team All-Ohio votes, then the voters haven't been watching. Because he's a playmaker and he's one of the best players in the state. These students, these fans here in Strongsville have been treated to his play this season. 42-27, the Mustangs lead here in the third quarter. Before the kickoff, I asked the question, how would this Mustang offense respond? Well, they didn't even need to. Garrett Clark goes 85 yards to the house, and Mustangs back on top by a healthy 15 points. Wow. Nick Kupich going to kick this one away. It's a squib kick, fielded at the 30-yard line by Michael Harrison. He's taken down at the 35. There's Novak again, the freshman. Michael Novak making plays on special teams. .54 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. Momentum was firmly on the side of the Pioneers before Garrett Clark changed that in a hurry. So Shaheem Atkinson and Dalen Charlo back to work now, trailing by 15. Here's Stevens on the slant pattern. That's been effective all game long. They've gone to that a couple times. It's worked a bunch. Why not go to it again? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And it's 2nd and 1. Here's Atkinson. Nice change of direction. It's a first down, but possibly a block in the back, as it looks as if Simon France may be the guilty party. So they'll back him up. Clock's still ticking inside of 10 seconds. I don't know if Elyria knows it, but they might be content with heading to the fourth quarter down by 15. And that's exactly what they'll do. 1 quarter left to play here at Catan Stadium. Heck of a third quarter, back and forth. Elyria, once trailed by 22, cut the deficit to 8. But on the ensuing kickoff, Garrett Clark, the senior, continuing his outstanding senior season, returns the kickoff back for 6, putting the Mustangs back in front by 15. Stick with us here on Mustangs TV. 1 quarter left to play. Strongsville 42, Elyria 27. "12 minutes to go here. Elyria trying to claw their way back into this ball game. Got plenty of time to do so, and they've shown they're capable of putting up points in a hurry on offense. Go back to that drive before the end of the first half. That was key in this comeback. Here's Charlo now. He's got room to run, but he's going to throw for it. Down the field looking for Drummer. He's got him, and just through his fingertips again. Heck of a throw there. It looked like Drummer stopped running for a second. And if he wouldn't have, he would have ran himself right underneath that football, possibly scored. That's the risk that this Mustangs defense has chosen to take time and time again. They don't have a deep safety. So the deep ball is an option if you can beat the cornerback. Third down and 9. Charlo looking, and he is taken down. Boy, had hardly any time to breathe, and guess who? The freshman, Michael Novak. He's been making plays on special teams, gets one moment to shine here on defense, and makes the most of it. Heck of a play there, the defensive end, just a freshman again. Boy, he has got a bright future ahead of him. Charlo did not have a chance to even look downfield. So they got a punt, 4th and 15. Back deep, Ryan Kahn. I'd be surprised if they give him a chance here. There's a flag on the play, end over end. And Kahn is going to get a chance here. Kahn makes the first defender miss, now changes field possession, and Kahn might be gone into the open field. One man to beat, and he's taken down at the 12-yard line. Ryan Kahn showing you some vision. Look for him to start at running back next season. But for the time being, he is a dangerous return man. Flag on the play. Here's the call. False start against the Pioneers, and then a block in the back on the Mustangs. So it looks like Ryan Kahn's punt return will go off the board. 10:49 left to play. 10:49 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Mustangs ahead by 15. This offense hasn't been on the field in quite some time because Garrett Clark, with that kickoff return for a touchdown, just gave the ball right back to Elyria. Here is Clark, right up the middle. Gain of about 8. Well, I don't have the stats in front of me, but man, he is a workhorse. Has to have at least 20 carries, if not more. 5 touchdowns tonight as well. 4 on the ground, 1 on special teams. 2nd and 2. Here's Beard, I believe, keeping it this time, pitching it now outside to Reed. Nice play there. And that's the luxury of having a back like Garrett Clark. He takes so much of the defense's attention that if you keep the ball once in a while, like Maddox Beard has done, you're going to have some open green grass. And he did, and then pitched it out to Reed. He picked up a couple more. First down and 10, 9:39 left to play. Mustangs at midfield. Clark in the backfield. He gets the ball this time, diving ahead. You hardly ever see him take a break. That's one thing that I don't think is talked about enough, is this kid's energy, stamina. He never takes a break. He is in every offensive play. More times than not, he's toting the rock, but you never see him running with any less energy. 2nd and 7. Beard to the air. This time it's Geis. He's got it. First down at the 40-yard line. They're going to give him the first down. This Mustangs offense wanted to come out here this evening, be efficient. They've done exactly that. Here's Garrett Clark. Clark making a couple defenders miss before taking down a yard shy of the first down. They did not score against Medina a week ago. And there's no question they took that personally, took it as a challenge that they needed to step up, needed to improve. They put up 42 points here this evening at home. Second last home game this season. Coming up on the schedule. It doesn't get any easier. They go to Solon, and then they have Mentor at home on senior night. Here's Clark. No, Maddox keeps it himself. Maddox Beard picks up the first down. 7:48 and ticking. Fourth quarter. Here in a cold night, Strongsville, Ohio. That October chill in the air, leaves changing color. Football weather, no doubt. How about this Mustangs offense? Great balance tonight. Don't have a turnover either. Clark gets it on first down, hits the hole. Garrett Clark dragging defender, spinning, and he will score. A man amongst boys. Garrett Clark runs with a hunger that we haven't seen here at Strongsville High School in quite some time. His sixth, that's correct, sixth touchdown of the evening. You just can't stop the kid. You know it's coming, but you can't do anything about it. The extra point is good, and the Mustangs, once led by 22, gave up 14 unanswered points. The lead was cut to just 8. But in the blink of an eye, they've got it back up to 22. 49-27, back-to-back Garrett Clark touchdowns, and the Mustangs now comfortably ahead with 7:15 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Nick Cuppage ready to set this one off. Squib along that Surpentini turf here inside this beautiful venue. That one's taken out across the 35-yard line. Taken down at the 37 is Michael Harris, the senior. How about our crew here tonight? Nick Whalen, Matthew Wilkerson, Alex Littlejohn, Ryan Shostek, Michael Gallagher, Sue Kerr, our director. Done a heck of a job here covering this game. Made my job easy. And we've had a good ball game to show this audience as well. 49-27, Mustangs ahead right now. 6:46 to go here in the fourth quarter. Give us to Atkinson. Boy, he has been tough to take down. Group effort that time by the Mustangs defense. Josh Kelfman in on there, among others. And now we've got an injured Mustang. It appears to be Sean Roth, senior. You hope it's just cramps, but he's reaching down for that leg. Sean Roth able to walk off under his own power. Always a good sign. They're going to take him back behind that wall of Mustangs on the sideline. Take another look at his leg. Hopefully he's okay. 2nd down and 10 here. Drummer trying to get the edge. Not going to be able to do it. There's Daoud Nazar setting the edge along with Josh Kelfman. 3rd and 10. Elyria trailing by 22. They've got to score, and they've got to do so in a hurry. This one looking for Palis. Charlot's pass is incomplete. 4th and 10. They've got to go for it here. Fourth down and 10. Mustangs leading by 22. 6:11 to go. Charlotte looking. Being chased now. Got to do something and can't. Taken down. Number 38, Darian Young, in on the sack. And that'll turn this ball over on downs. How about this Mustangs defense? They've come up with plays when they've needed them. And now they give the ball back to that offense, who has nearly hung half a century on the Pioneers tonight. Let's see, is Maddox Beard and Garrett Clark's night done for the evening? Well, Beard's still in there, but we've got a new running back. It's Daniel O. Senior. He's got it. And he's spun down across the 30. Still going. Daniel O getting some 4th quarter action. That's a gain of 5. .5:35 left to play here in the 4th quarter. Mustangs and this crowd sensing victory. Anthony Gentili now in at running back. He's taken down. No, again, Beard keeping it. Boy, is he nifty with that handwork. Puts the ball into the breadbasket of his running back and then, without even telling you, pulls it back. He had Michael Knapp, senior linebacker for Elyria, fooled as he chased down Gentili. But he kept it himself and picks up a 1st down. 2 sophomores in the backfield now for the Mustangs. A glimpse into the future, perhaps. 4:40 left to play in the 4th quarter. Mustangs 49, Elyria 27. And no rush and no need to be. Letting that clock run down as deep as they can. Now they're ready. It's Gentili. Gain of about a yard. And Daniel O is going to check back into the game. A lot to cheer about tonight. Mustangs struck first, and they have never trailed. 3:45 left in the 4th quarter. Mustangs with the win here tonight, keeping those playoff dreams still breathing, still alive. Offsides on Elyria. Much needed performance here from Strongsville. They'd lost 3 in a row. Needed to get back on the winning side of things. They do so here at home. 2nd down and 5. Beard and O in the backfield. 3 wide. Clock still ticking. O. And he's taken down just shy of the 15-yard line. That'll set up a 3rd and a very short 2. Now inside of 3 minutes remaining. Seafelt and Clark checking back into the game, 2 seniors. Clark back in that backfield, perhaps looking for touchdown number 7. 3rd and 3. Sweeping right, Clark cuts it back, and he stops short. Fourth down. Mustangs are going to go for it. Inside of 2 minutes to play. Garrett Clark has 6 touchdowns on the evening. 5 on the ground, 1 off a kickoff return. 4th and 6. Beard and shotgun. They give this to Clark up the middle. Bouncing outside, now cutting back. Going to depend on the spot. And he's got the first down. Garrett Clark. The show continues. Would love to see his stat line tonight. He's got to be nearing 30 carries. Can he punch it in for a 7th time? Clark spinning. 1 man to beat. He's dragged down by his shoelaces at the 5. Five yards away from number 7. For number 7. They give to Clark. Clark up the middle. He's got it. His 7th touchdown on the evening. An all-time performance here at Strongsville High School. Folks, enjoy this kid. What an incredible performance from the senior Garrett Clark. Extra point is up and good. That puts the Mustangs up on top, 56-27. He's gone over 20 touchdowns now on the season. I'll tell you what, these MAC schools in the state of Ohio better start watching film, because this is a kid who could play at the next level. He's got the speed, he's got the size, and most importantly, he has the attitude. An absolute workhorse. Look at the praise he's getting from his teammates, from his coaching staff. Sure, he's a great football player, but talk to his teammates. They'll tell you what kind of kid he is, how enjoyable he is to be around. You interview the kid, ask him about his season, wants to give all the credit to the offensive line, knows he couldn't do it without them, and that's why they love blocking for that young man. 29 seconds left to play here in the fourth quarter. Kick is away. Fielded at the 10. It's Atkinson. And he's taken down at the 32-yard line. So the Mustangs will improve to 5-3 on the season. Playoff hopes still right there in front of them. They've got 2 games left to play. Solon and Mentor, not going to be easy, but they do have an opportunity. Elyria trying to create some late fourth quarter magic. Good throw there from Charlo. He had a man, but unable to corral it was Kevin Dukes Jr. This Elyria receiving core several times tonight. They've had a step on these Mustangs defensive backs, but either the ball has been a tad overthrown, or they just have not been able to reel it in. Here's Drummer. He's got it. Across midfield, and Drummer, he might score. Down the sideline, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Davion Drummer finally connects, and he'll do the rest. And that will be the final play of this ball game. An offensive explosion from both teams. Nearly 100 total points scored in this game. But the Mustangs come out on top. Your final here, Strongsville, 56, Elyria, 33. Garrett Clark, the story of this ball game, 7 total touchdowns. The senior has put on a show this season. So for Nick Whalen, Matthew Wilkerson, Alex Littlejohn, Ryan Shostek, Michael Gallagher, Sue Kerr, the director, and myself, Tanner Castor, this has been a production, Strongsville Mustangs TV. Mustangs improved to 5-3 on the season as they defeat the Elyria Pioneers right here at Catan Stadium.